Hi, welcome to the Personal History Hub. This video is all about greater US involvement under President Kennedy. So, Kennedy became president in 1961 and he agreed with domino theory. If you want to find out more about the domino theory, have a look at the video about Eisenhower and the idea of a limited war. So, a limited war is where the US was going to send supplies and train up troops, but not necessarily send direct US troops themselves. Kennedy said normal fighting tactics were failing, and by early 1961 there were 12,000 Viet Cong guerrilla fighters in the South. Over half the country was therefore under some level of communist control. So a guerrilla fighter avoids big battles and attacks their enemy by blowing up roads and bridges. They ambush their enemy and strike them with sudden hit-and-run tactics. Kennedy told advisors to use counter-insurgency tactics to isolate the Viet Cong. Counterinsurgency tactics included fighting the guerrillas both by military attacks but also by winning the support of the local people. He wanted the US and ARVN troops to hunt out the VC, not just try to lure them into battle. He wanted a policy of pacification, so this meant winning over the hearts and minds of the locals so that they didn't then support the guerrilla fighters. So what were Kennedy's aims? He was determined to get tough on communism, that's what he said directly himself, and prevent its expansion in Asia. He decided to increase US involvement in Vietnam to prop up the corrupt Diem regime and defeat the NLF, and also known as the Viet Cong. However, he was not, as yet, prepared to send combat troops, US combat troops. So the US assistance at this stage under Kennedy included increasing the number of military experts training in the South Vietnamese Army, known as the Army of the Republic of Vietnam, or ARVN. Over 16,000 advisors were sent during Kennedy's presidency, including the Army Special Forces known as the Green Berets. The Berets were sent to train villages to protect themselves from the VC. However, when they left at night, the VC came in. The Berets worked to win the trust of the villagers. This included learning their language, but as foreign soldiers, this was quite difficult. Equipping a further 20,000 troops for the ARVN, increasing it to 170,000. And it was hard for the ARVN to win over villagers. Many ARVN officers looked down on the villagers, whilst many villagers saw the ARVN as part of the corrupt government system. By 1961, the Americans had spent $270 million in military support for Diem. So if you want to find out more about Diem's regime and why it was so unpopular, watch the last video. Okay, don't forget to subscribe to the Personal History Hub. The next video is going to be on the Strategic Hamlets programme.